now, back to the Dr. Paul Show.
Welcome back. Here we are, and we have a caller. The caller is Michelle. How are you, Michelle, this evening?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm good. Thank you for calling, and what seems to be your question tonight?
I may already know the answer to my question, but I was wondering if you have some input. I reconnected with an old friend in the summer, and I didn't think there would be any romantic connection at all, but there turned out to be. And then we're long distance, like he lives far away. So I ended up seeing him again. But like what would happen was he would like tend to disappear. Like when I saw him in the summer, we got along well, and then I didn't hear from him right away after we reconnected, and then like a couple of weeks would go by and I heard nothing from him, and then all of a sudden he calls me and he's like, I want to see you again. So I saw him again. I went down to visit him because he lives far away, and then when I returned home from that, like I didn't hear from him again for like 2 weeks. Like he just like totally would disappear. And then I was like, all right, forget it. Like he's not interested. So then like he would start contacting me again, like all of a sudden, and like just totally be like telling me he wants to see me again. And I'm like, okay, like I tried not to make it too easy for him, but I did end up going to see him again. And now he's like totally disappeared again. Like my question is, like, why? Like, I just assumed that he wasn't really that interested, but then all of a sudden he, like, reappears and pops up and tries to get my attention again. So, like, I was just wondering if you had any input, like, is he probably seeing someone else, or it's just kind of, like, a fun thing for him and it's not his priority? Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I don't know. I was just wondering if you had, like, any insight on how to like react to that, if I should make it hard for him or if I should even bother with it, because it is long distance.
All right, let's go through this. All right, I find this to be interesting. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Number one, how long are the intervals?
It's the longest interval was like 2.5 weeks.
And when was that, up front?
It's typically like 1 to 2 weeks. Like I won't hear a peep, like nothing. Are the intervals getting shorter? Well, the last I saw him was a week ago, so I wouldn't know yet because the longest was like 2 to 3 weeks. Has it ever been longer than 2 to 3 weeks? No. So we're finding, am I correct, the intervals are becoming closer together? I'd say they're about staying the same. Okay. Are you? I'm asking for a reason, obviously. All right. Have you felt? There's no change. Like there hasn't been an obvious change. Okay, so they're pretty much the same. The longest being 3 weeks. All right. Are you familiar with addictions? Sorry? Are you familiar with addictions? People who are addicted to something? Is he addicted to something? Well, no. I'm asking you if you're familiar with addiction, with that concept of being addicted to something. Yeah. All right. There's something about you that's addicting to this person. He lives far away, and he may be saying, I wish I could find somebody here, but I keep thinking about this lady, and you did give us your name. Is it okay to use it on the air? Sure. All right. I did think about Michelle again yesterday, and I met this other girl, but she doesn't add up to Michelle, and so he's got this. He's hooked. There's something there about you that this guy's interested in. Now, if you give him I would do just the opposite. I wouldn't give him a hard time. I'd be there for him. Now, why would I say that? Because he's used to women giving him a hard time. You're going to say, well, just throw some things in there. You know, like, are you familiar with fishing? You kind of chum the water a little bit and you catch the fish a little better. You with that? You're going to give him a little more bait, okay? What you're going to say,
have you been thinking of me as often as I've been thinking of you? And then say nothing. See what he says. I know. Remember, you want to find out about a man, that's why you're talking to Dr. Paul, right?
Right.
I'm going to let you know. I'm Dr. Tough Love, and I'm going to have you throw this bait out there and say, just ask him that. And then if you can't see, are you on Skype with him back and forth?
What's up?
Are you on Skype on your computer talking to him?
No, we don't. We mostly either text or just chat through Facebook.
All right. Well, I was thinking about Skype because you can see him, kind of see his facial reactions. Okay, that's the reason I said.
No.
All right. Well, when you see him again, you say that to him. But I tell people repeatedly, you may even want to get a book on facial recognition, what emotions are running through there. And I know you can tell you sound very capable, you sound intelligent, and you're wise enough to look at somebody and see the eyes, you can see the facial movements, and see how he reacts. If he looks nervous, I hope he's not listening to this. He's going to have already knowing what's going on. If he looks like he's nervous, then he is. And that means that's a good sign for you. If he looks real calm about it, not so much. But if he's a little nervous about it, maybe he'll come back with, well, yeah, I have been, actually. And then let him talk. And then just kind of throw the questions out. Remember, turn it around. Have you had that reaction to a woman before? Keep your voice low. Are you with me on this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep your voice low. Have you had a reaction again? You know, because what he's hearing you say is not have you had a reaction like this to women before. He hears that, but he's hearing something else. He's saying, oh, she's got a reaction to me like this. So he's feeling more secure. But he's going to answer your question. Well, no, not really. Okay. And then don't say anything. Let him volunteer, because at this point he has to volunteer. He has to say, how it's been. Let him talk about other women. Say, look, I know a lot of guys don't want to talk about other women, but I'm curious. Just, I've had this experience with you. We've met and you kind of reconnected. That's a good sign. By the way, you do believe that there are no coincidences, right? You ask him that. No coincidences? Yeah, things are kind of happen the way they want to. Now, only go here, Michelle, if you're really interested in this guy. Don't start pulling him in and then dropping him, okay? You're interested in him? From what you're saying, you sound pretty happy about him. Are you interested in him?
Yeah. The only thing is, too, he got out of a 4-year relationship in the spring, and I feel like, I don't know if he's totally over it, and maybe that's why he's kind of
You don't feel like he's...
pulling back or something. I don't know.
Whoa. Let's have a little more self-confidence here, Michelle. Of course he's totally over it, because he's with you. He made the wisest choice of his life. You've got to have self-confidence, because when you have that self-confidence, guess what? He's going to feel it. That energy is there.
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dr. Paul's right. I'm known as Dr. Tough Love, and if you can overwhelm people with energy. You can come in there, and all of a sudden he's saying, I feel pretty good about this. Believe me, he's not recalling you because he's not interested. He's recalling you because he is interested. Mm-hmm. Okay?
So, okay, and my last question is, so I'm not going to contact him because I saw him a week ago. I got back a week ago, and he briefly texted me when I got back, and then I texted him Monday, and I haven't heard from him since. I mean, he responded and stuff, but.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, I'm missing something here. You said you contacted and he responded. Why would you not talk to him again? He did respond, right? Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, I'm not going to initiate it again. I'll just wait for him.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I think so.
You think that's the wise thing to do?
Yeah, because I don't really know what I would say, even.
Do you play chess?
What?
Do you play chess?
Do I play chess?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, well, start playing mental chess. All right? That's where I'm going with this. I want you to start playing mental chess. And you have to come back with something unique. He met you and said, I'm trying to think of something to come back with him on. And we really had a great time together. Say, just leave it at that. We really had a great time together. Now, what's that going to do? You planted the seed. Now, remember, my degree, my PhD is in behavioral psychology. You plant the seed. Mm-hmm. And then he starts saying, yeah, we really had a great time together. They call that, you remember Star Wars?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Remember we did with the soldiers there, Mike?
Yes.
What was that technique that was used in Star Wars?
The Jedi mind trick.
That's right, the Jedi mind trick. That's the one. You know the Jedi mind trick, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, use it. It works. Believe me, it's that power of suggestion is dynamite. The Jedi mind trick, you go in and say, look, we had a great time together. In his mind, he's saying, we had a great time together. Now, did we have a great time together? I had a great time with you, but we had a great time together.
Mm-hmm.
Then listen, see what he says. Right there, you've planted the seed. Now, if you want to win this, and apparently it sounds like you do, you're very happy and you're relating this situation to him, you wouldn't call if you weren't interested and you sound happy. These are the techniques you use. Is it fair? Of course not. All's fair in love and war, right? But it gets the job done. I'll be first to admit it, but it works. Now, here's what I'd like you to do for me, Michelle.
Okay.
Try what you're doing, and if it doesn't fly, then call me back. Tell me if it works or if it doesn't work.
All I do is text him and say, we had a great time together.
That would be good. And the reason I think that may be better than just saying it on the phone is because men are visual, and he's going to see it in writing. We had a great time together. Understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
I've had many students where I have to get that commitment back, and I'm doing that with you. All right?
Okay.
Is that okay with you? Are you in school now?
What's that?
Are you in school now?
No.
Okay. All right.
Far out of school.
All right. I thought you may have been a university student or whatever. All right. So I got a commitment back from you, and that's what you want to do. When you tell him that, you plant that seed, he gets a commitment. He's had a commitment in effect from you because you're saying you had a great time, but he had a great time too. That's why we had a great time together. Bam.
Okay.
My feeling is, Michelle, the guy is really interested, and he's kind of coming back, and he's saying, something about her that I'm still thinking about. And if it hadn't been for that, and you're saying that, then I would have said, well, maybe I would have taken a different approach on this. Now, is there anything more that you'd like to know that I can help you with?
No, I mean, it's interesting that you had that perspective. So it's different from what all my friends have been telling me. But
well, I see things differently, and I have a lot of people out there, other sociologists and psychologists, etc., gurus that see themselves as relationship experts that see things differently. Coincidentally, I'm in Mensa, I see things differently. So, and it works. It works for me. It's worked for many people that I've counseled with, and it's going to work for you. I want to hear how you react to this. I want to hear how effective it has been, and if you really want to do it, and if it doesn't work, at least you have an insight into yourself as to how to handle any situation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
good.
I'm going to try that.
Excellent. Let us know. Thanks.
All right, I'll let you know what happens.
Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate that.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Good night. Well, that was interesting. We had a little chat there with Michelle, and she gave us some information about how things were with herself in a situation. Sounds good. Jedi mind tricks. They work well. This is Dr. Paul. We'll be back right after these messages.